We got another bright and sunny day out here at the shed, making food, having fun, getting ready for our meet and greet. And we're going to do something a little different today. Now, we've done poor man's burnt ends before with hot dogs. We decided to step it up a notch today. We've got bologna chub, German brand made in USA. Now, how it's German brand made in USA. Anyway, we've got about 5 pounds of bologna today. We are going to do something fun, something fabulous, I hope. Never actually done this before. Now, we've smoked an entire bologna chub before, but we did it as an entirety. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel, Cooley Cards and Gaming and Gamer Sanctum, our favorite card shops in the whole Yide Knurled. Check them out on the social medias. They will treat you right. Let them know I sent you. Fan-schmabulous places. So here we go. Nothing real hard about doing this. We like to give you things that you can do at home on your favorite cookers to have fun doing. There we are. Probably should put gloves on. That'd be a good idea. Now these are cured, so there's like no raw meat to deal with. But we still like to make less mess of our hands. So there you go. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Put gloves on first, not after you touch the fruit, dummy. There we are. So the goal behind this, again, is to make burnt ends, or poor man's burnt ends, if you want to call them that. Now this was about, you can buy cheaper ones and it'll probably work out just fine. This was about $25, about $5 a pound, give or take. We're going to try to cut this down into about 1-inch cubes so we can share the love with lots of people. Yeah, sharpen the knife a little bit, that helps. There we are. Helps when your hands aren't numb too. That makes a little bit of difference. Probably should have had you do this. I can hold the camera a lot easier than I can run the knife. So we're going to cut her down. Again, they're not going to be perfect cubes because, you know, my knife skills aren't what they used to be. But that's all right. If you don't have perfect knife skills, nobody's going to care. You just cut them up. It's all right. There we are. Give or take 1-inch cubes. Make Frankencart suffer. Oh my gosh, that's way too thin. That's okay. Come on, get through there. Yeah, maybe they'll be 1/2-inch cubes. I don't know. Probably need to be a little bit bigger than that because we're going to put them directly on the smoker. We are cooking another dish today that's going to also be for the meet and greet tomorrow. Trying to get all the cooking done today. That way we have an easier time of dealing with tomorrow. Again, cube size is not that critical. Bite-sized pieces is the goal. So that's the most important thing you're looking for is bite-sized cubes. You put them on a toothpick when they're done, and your guests can enjoy them that way. That's the most important thing. Maybe they can fit, you know, if they got a big mouth like I do, they can get that in their mouth pretty easy. And if they have a smaller size mouth, maybe for the kids, they can do it in 2 bites. Perfectly fine. Pretty boring watching me cut these up, I suppose. But just in case, you know, you can ASMR this part. Some people will actually do the entire chub this way, and they'll make sandwiches out of it, and we've done that in the past, and that was absolutely incredible. Smoked bologna is very good. You know, you could slice it on your own. You can buy it sliced. You can buy those packages of the, what do they call that song they got? They do it for the hot dog song, I guess. You want to call it that. I remember that when I was a kid. Dogs kids love to scratch or something. I forget. There we go. Now I'm going to guess, and I know I've watched a few videos on this. I don't do a lot of research, but at least so I have some kind of an idea what I'm doing and not make a complete fool out of myself. Most people that I've watched do this say they usually cook at about 200 degrees. Well, we're doing it on a smoker that's running a little bit warmer today for another dish that we're cooking. So our temperature is going to be a little bit warmer. unless the smoker doesn't cooperate today, which it isn't right now. We're going to be running about 250. Hoping to get them done in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, somewhere in that general vicinity. Give or take. That one's a little bit big. I'll cut that one down just because. We've done burnt ends again in the past. We've done it with hot dogs wrapped in bacon, which was really yummy. We also did, if you watched our Thanksgiving video where we did St. Louis ribs, we took the trimmings off of those St. Louis ribs and we did like a pork burnt end, which those were the first thing gone that day, so I must have done them right. They were very popular. And again, presentation, if that's important, maybe you take your time and cut these a little closer. Maybe you get out the yardstick and measure them. I'm more concerned about flavor than I'm about, perfection in the square cuts, and never was very good at geometry. No big deal. There we go. There. Last piece, here we go. Woo! Last one. That's a whole lot of bologna. Ah, bologna. Weird Al sang about that once. He sang, my bologna. Okay, so there we go. Whole 5-pound chub chewed up and ready for stuff. Let's get it in the bowl. Now, we are going to be smoking this, and we are going to make this, just like any other barbecue type thing that we're going to do. So we're going to be adding a dry rub that we've made, and we're going to be adding a bind. I gotta get out a bigger bowl. Holy crap, that's a lot of bologna. Excuse me there, Lulu. One moment, please, while I get a bigger bowl. Don't mind the noise. Edwina needs a bigger bowl. A little dust from storage. All right, let's try this again. Bigger bowl. Get out. Let's put that over there. There we are. Man, this one's going to get heavy too. Yeah. Bigger bowl. Boom. We are going to use a binding agent, and we're also going to use the dry rub. So, again, with pork and things, everybody likes a bologna sandwich with mustard. So we're going to be adding a little bit of yellow mustard. We don't want to go crazy with it. We don't want to overpower it. We just want something to help the dry rub stick. So we're just going to add a little bit of yellow mustard to help that out. Yeah, we don't want to make it gloppy, sloppy, eggy. Just a little something to help these guys get a little sticky to them. Nothing too nuts. And with our dry rub as well, we're going to be adding just, a little bit to enhance the flavors without making them overpowered. That looks nice, huh? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now our dry rub consists of our normal suspects of garlic powders, paprikas, salt, pepper, things like that. We make our own. You can buy store-bought ones. They're perfectly fine. We just prefer to do our own, because part of the reason is I can control the salt content. One of the things that we also feature in this one is a local ingredient you've seen us feature in the past, the seasoning made locally here in town. This one happens to be their steak and game. We're using that one in this dry rub. And we just add to that as well. One of the things that we like to use a lot of is garlic powder. We've talked about that in the past because we love garlic. And we also use the paprika because we find that that gives us an amazing flavor and it helps with the color. So again, we're not going crazy with the dry rub. We're just giving it a little bit, trying to get everybody covered with a little bit of dry rub, but not coating it where it's thick on there. Just a little help. Just give it a little bit of flavor. I'll go one more shake. And if you want to do these individually and you have the time to do that, that's a fantastic idea. I personally don't have that kind of time, but if you have it, that's great. I was hoping I could find a rack to put these on because they're a lot easier to transport. In fact, I think I'm going to go in and get one. So we're going to stop the video here for just a moment while I go get that rack. And we'll be right back.
Re-recording.
Okay, so here we go. We got the rack out here. This is pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I just hope this sucker's big enough. We're going to line these guys up on here for easier transportation instead of trying to do this individually on and off the cutting board. Yeah, no, on and off the smoker. This will make this a whole lot easier. Temperature's trying to climb on the smoker now that we've overcompensated for it, so I'm having to keep an eye on that as well. But this will be a heck of a lot easier, and I'm gonna have to get a second one, but that'll be all right. Again, pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna line them up on here, get them on this rack, and then we can take them on and off the smoker as need be. Heck yeah. Now guys, if you don't have one of these, I have been able to find stuff like this at my local thrift stores, usually like for $1, a couple dollars, something like that. You don't have to go out and spend $20, $30, $40 to buy items like this. You can usually find them at your thrift stores relatively cheap. That's what I like to do because I always get told how much of a cheapskate I am. And they're right. But here at this channel, it's all about budget. It doesn't have to be $1,200 smokers. You don't have to go out and spend thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to make a good meal. More often than not, you can do this stuff with stuff you buy on a budget. I buy things secondhand all the time. That's perfectly okay. Army of bologna. Yeah, we're not going to fit it all on one rack. I'm going to have to put some up. Hey, where are you going? Freeze. Probably going to have to put some on the rack on their own. But we get most of them on the rack, and that'll save us a lot of time. Oh, it's getting warm. I'm sweating. How are we doing on temperature? We slowed it down. We're doing pretty good. I have to close the damper a little bit more. Well, there we got most of them on there. So I'm going to show you most of them. Oh yeah, the pan's cooking nice. Look out, dog. We literally are just going to take this guy, put it right on the smoker, if I don't burn my hands, hopefully. That's all it's going to do. We're going to close that up, put it on there, and about 2 to 2.5 hours, I'm figuring that'll probably be done so we can get it to the next step, which we'll show you when it gets to that point. Stick around. All right, we pulled off our samples, glazed a little barbecue sauce. Ray, do the honors.
Honey.
Anna gets to try too. We're just under 5 pounds now. 5 pounds minus these few. Bologna smoked, mustard, dry rub, barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, not too bad.
Good.
Not bad for an old guy. No?
What? Try one.
For what?
This is
It's
bologna,
the first time.
cut into cubes, smoked, dry rubbed mustards, barbecue sauce.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad, he says. Now, the rest of them are going to get saved for tomorrow. We're going to get finished smoking them. We're going to put the barbecue sauce on them, glaze them, get them ready for tomorrow. The main event's yet to come with the other cook. In the meantime, we're going to wrap this video up. Say thank you for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe, ding that bell notification. Comment below. Let us know what you think if you've ever tried these, or if you do make them, leave a comment and let us know how they turned out for you. Till next time, gang, we made poor man's burnt ends out of a bologna chub, and you can do it too. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.